Good morning, everybody. So today we will start with our next subject, that is design and analysis of algorithms. Okay. So one of the subject that we are introducing as a curriculum part for this third year of engineering student as design and analysis of algorithms. That we call it as a DA. Okay. So as the subject name indicates, the design and analysis of algorithms. Okay. So it means that we have to design the corresponding algorithms, we have to analyze the corresponding algorithms, and we have to perform the corresponding coding. That part that deals with the design and analysis of algorithms. So actually this particular word algorithms, it is derived from the two words, that is two Latin words. That is first one will this algo, and second one that related to the rhythms. Okay. So this algo plus rhythms, so this first one algo plus rhythms, it will form a word as a algorithms. Okay. So for the first unit that introducing in our syllabus is that is introduction to the algorithms. Okay, the first unit, the unit number 1, chapter number 1, that we have to study related to this particular subject is introduction to the algorithms. Now we will see what exactly algorithm means. Okay, so here already have seen this particular subject, it is introducing from these two Latin words, that is it is derived from these Latin words, that is algo plus rhythms, that is the algorithms. Okay, now we will see the actually definition of what exactly algorithm means. Okay, so we can see what exactly algorithm means. Okay, so we can define a statement or the definitions of the algorithm as it is a finite set of instruction that if you are following sequentially, it will perform a particular task. The basic simple definition of the algorithm. So how we are going to define this algorithm? It is a simple, it is a finite set of instructions. Okay, if you are following in the sequential manner. Now stress is on finite and sequential manner. Is it okay? Because we are introducing the two basic important words as the finite and sequentially. Okay, so following the finite set of the instructions in the sequential manner, it will form a particular task. Okay, now how it is sequential in the sense, whatever the corresponding task we are performing the first one, referring to this particular task we are performing the second one, referring to this particular task we are referring to the third one, referring to the third task we are goes with the fourth one, referring to the fourth one we are goes with the fifth one. Okay, so this is a sequential manner. Okay, and what is it is a finite in the sense all the number of steps, all the number of sequence, it must be terminated with given number of the steps. That we call it as a finite number of the steps. Okay, so this particular finite number of the steps performing in the sequential manner, that we call it as the algorithm. Now considering the daily routine life example, now we are preparing the corresponding academic timetable for the respective classes, that is lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, lunch break, lecture 4, lecture 5, tea recess, lecture 6, lecture 7. So that we call it is a sequential manner. Okay, lecture 1 followed by the second, lecture 2 followed by the third, lecture 3 followed by the second, this will be followed by this lunch break, followed by the fourth lecture, followed by the fifth lecture, followed by the tea break, followed by the sixth lecture, followed by the seventh lecture. So once we are performing all this particular timetable into the sequential manner, it will perform a particular task in the sense a full day execution of academic timetable. Okay, so at the what is the end result of this particular algorithm? It can perform any result oriented task. That is particular task that whatever we have to assign. Okay, so this is this result oriented task that we call it as the particular task. Okay, now say for example, the simple example we are considering, the simple example we can consider the simple example as C is equals to A plus B. The simple example. What is this particular algorithm deals with? This particular algorithm, it deals with performing addition of two variables, that is a comma b, and store the result into the C. The simple example is performing addition of the two variables, that is a comma b, and store the result into the corresponding C. That is the basic example. So how we are going to write this particular algorithm? So we can write this particular algorithm as step number 1, that we have to start. Okay, any state we have to with the start, last end we have to with the stop. Okay, first will be the start, last will be the stop. What will be the step number 2? Read values of two variables a comma b. Read the values of two variables, that is a comma b. What will be the step 3? Perform addition of a comma b. The third step number will be the performing the addition of the two variables, that is a comma b. Step number 4, store result into C. Step number 5, print the value of C. Step number 6, that we call it as a stop. The simple algorithm, that is C is equals to A plus B, we can write a finite number of the steps as this one. Is it okay? What is the step number 1? The step number 1 that indicates with the start. Okay, the first will be the start, and the last step of any algorithm, it will be the stop. Okay, so initial end, that we call it as a start, the last end, that we call it as a stop. What will be the step number 2? Read the values of two variables a comma b. Okay, so we have to read the values of two variables, that is a comma b. So these values of two variables, it must be assigned by the respective user. So respective user in the sense, the first user it may be assigned a is equals to 4, b is equals to 5. So this is 4 plus 5 is equals to 9. Second user it may be considered a is equals to 5, b is equals to 10. So this 5 plus 10, it becomes a 15. The first user may consider a is equals to 10. Second user it may consider b is equals to 20. So what will be, this will be the 10 plus 20, it means is equals to the 30. So all this, it is a user defined values. Okay, so here the step number 2, we are considering, we are reading the values of two variables, that is a comma b, that we are assigning. Is it clear? Next, once the corresponding values are assigned, we are step number 3 is perform addition of two variables, that is a comma b. So we are performing the addition of the two variables, that is a comma b. Step number 4, store the result into the C. Okay, whatever the corresponding addition we are performing, this result is to be stored into the value of the C, that is the store result into the C. Okay, next print the value of C. The final result, that is C is equals to 9, it is to be printed on this computer screen. That is C is equals to 9 finally. And the last step is that we call it as a stop. Okay, so in this way we are writing the algorithm to the respective one. Okay, now here we are observing the two things. The number of steps to write this algorithm is the finite. Finite in the sense, this particular algorithm is completed within 6 number of the steps. So obviously it is a finite, it should not be the infinite one. Is it clear? It should not be the infinite one. Whatever the any algorithm we are writing, it must be completed within the given finite number of the steps. How many steps we are requiring to write this algorithm C is equals to A plus B? Only 6 number of steps we are requiring to write any number of the steps to perform the corresponding, write the corresponding algorithms. Okay. Second point, we are stressing on the sequential manner. The second point, we are stressing on the sequential manner. So this is a sequence. The first sequence is the start, followed by the read the values of variable a comma b, followed by the performing the addition of the two variables a comma b, followed by the store the result into the C, followed by the print the value of C, followed by the stop. So since all these number of steps, they are completed with the finite number of the steps, and it must be a result oriented algorithm, and it must be terminated within the given number of the steps. Okay, that we call it as a finite step. Second basic important point is it is in the sequential manner. It means that step number 4 cannot be implemented with the step number 1. Step number 2 cannot be implemented with the step number 5. Step number 3 cannot be implemented with the step number 6. Okay, it should not be implemented with this one. all this sequence, it must be followed into the sequential line, that is step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, 5, 6 and so on. So this finite number of the steps with the sequential manner, that we call it as the corresponding algorithms. Okay. Now we are referring the different criteria or the different properties or different characteristics of algorithms. So what is the first one? The first criteria that we call it as the input. Okay. So what this input indicates? It means that to write any of algorithm, we have to introduce the respective inputs. Now best example. So for this, referring the same example, C is equals to A plus B. What are the corresponding input we are providing? The two inputs we are providing, that is A comma B. Okay. So here input is a quantity. It is to be provided with respect to this any algorithm. Writing with respect to the any algorithms. Okay. So which particular algorithm, two variables we are providing? A comma B. So here input we are providing to the respective algorithm is A comma B. Is it okay? Now, once we are providing input to the any system, automatically it will generate, it will produce the respective output. Okay, once any machine, say for example any machine for any system, if we are providing the corresponding input, automatically it will generate, it will produce the corresponding output. This is an that we call it as a phenomena, that we call it as a mechanisms. Okay, for any system, if we are providing the corresponding input, it will generate the corresponding output. Okay, obviously as we are providing the input to this any algorithm, it will generate, it will produce the corresponding output. Okay, again referring to this algorithm, what will be the corresponding output of the system? The output of the algorithm? The output of the algorithm is a finally generated a capital C, that is the corresponding output of the system. Okay, so once we are producing the corresponding input A comma B, it will generate, it will produce the corresponding output as a C. That is the end result is that we call it as a C, that is the corresponding output. Okay, this is the second one criteria. Okay, now what will be the third criteria? That we call it as a definiteness. Definiteness in the sense, whatever the corresponding steps of algorithm we are writing, it must be the clear and unambiguous. Okay, so what this word unambiguous indicates? This word unambiguous indicates there should not be any type of the confusion into these writing steps of the algorithm. Each and every step must be the clear. For example, the first we are starting with the start. Step number 2, we are read the values of two variables A comma B. So it is a clear statement. Okay, then perform the addition of two variables A comma B. This is a clear statement. Step number 4, store the result into the C. That is the clear one. Step number 5, print C. Step number 6, stop. Okay, so each and every statement into the existing algorithm, it must be the clear and unambiguous. Unambiguous, it should not provide any of the ambiguity. Ambiguity in the sense, it should not create any, it should not produce any of the confusion into the existing statement. Say for example, I will write this statement as perform addition of A or B, or perform, we can read the value of A or B. So it may get confusion, it will get unambiguous. It is an unambiguous statement because the user, it does not know whether we have to add A or whether we have to add B, because we are adding OR. So this adding OR into the existing algorithm statement, it will generate a confusion, it will generate a ambiguity into the existing algorithm statements. Okay, so the each and every step, each and every algorithm step into the existing algorithm, it must be the clear and unambiguous. By writing any of the steps, it should not create, it should not generate any of the ambiguity. There should not be any confusion. Okay, so here clearly we have to mention perform the addition of two variables A comma B. So it should be the addition of A comma B. It should not be the addition of A or B. Read the two values of A comma B or read the values of A or B. It should not be there. Okay, so in this way we can say that whatever the corresponding additions or the perform additions we are storing, so we are storing the result into the existing values, and this one that will be the print and the corresponding stop. Okay, so here the corresponding definiteness is the next characteristics or properties of any algorithm. Is it clear? Next one that we call it as a finiteness. What we call it as a finiteness? Whatever the corresponding algorithm steps we are writing, it should be terminated, it should be completed within the finite number of the steps. Is it okay? So that we call it as a finiteness. It should not be the infinite one. It's starting with the first one, it should not be the infinite number of the steps up to 1 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs and so on. It is just going on. It should not be there. Okay, so whatever the corresponding number of the steps we are writing, it should be terminated within the limited number of the algorithm, within the number of the steps. So referring to this algorithm, so how many steps we are completing this algorithm? Up to 6 number of the steps we are completing this algorithm, so that we can call it as a finite number of the steps. Okay, since this particular algorithm we are completed within the 6 number of the steps, therefore this algorithm that we call it as it is completed within the finite number of the steps. Okay, so finiteness is an important parameter for writing any of the algorithm. Okay, and the last one that we call it as the effectiveness. Effectiveness, what we mean the effectiveness in the sense, whatever the corresponding algorithm we are writing, it must be the effectiveness. It must be the result oriented. The corresponding result is to be produced. The corresponding result is to be produced at the last end. Okay, so writing any of algorithm, it must be the using a pen and pencil. The corresponding result end must be a clear. Okay, that we call it as a effectiveness. Okay, that we call it as a effectiveness. It must be the completed by using the simple pen and pencil, and it must be the terminated within the result end of any algorithm. It must be the result oriented. So referring to this algorithm, at the last we can conclude that C is equals to 9 is the end result of this algorithm. That is, here we are concluding C is equals to 15 as the end result. Here we are concluding C is equals to 30 as the end result. Okay, so it means that effectiveness, writing any algorithm, it must create a result oriented, that is effectiveness is to be provided at the last end, that we call it as this one. Okay, so here we have studied the basic different characteristics or criteria of the algorithms. Okay, that is input, second one is the output, third one is the definiteness, fourth one is the finiteness, and fifth one is the effectiveness. Okay, for any writing of algorithm, we have to provide a one or more than one quantity as a input quantity. Once we are providing input to any algorithm, it will generate, it will produce, it will create a result as the corresponding output. Okay, third number is the definiteness, that we call as the third property is the definiteness. Each and every statement into the algorithm must be clear and unambiguous. Okay, it should not create any of the confusion into the existing statement. It should not create any of the ambiguity into the existing statement. Each and every statement into the algorithm must be the clear one, that we call it as a clear ambiguities, that is this one. Okay, finiteness in the sense, the number of steps, the algorithm, it must be terminated, it must be completed within the given number of the steps, that we call it as a finite step, that we call it as a finite number of the steps. And effectiveness in the sense, we are defining the corresponding, any right algorithm, it must be generate, it must be create a result oriented analysis into the existing system. Okay, so here we are introducing the different basic phenomena and the different criteria for this corresponding algorithm. Okay, now this is all about the basic introductions of the definition and the basic characteristics, introductions of the algorithm. Okay, so this step gets completed. Writing an algorithm, it is an step gets completed. Now the next basic task is an analysis of algorithms. That we have seen, the design and analysis of algorithms. First we have to design the algorithm. So this is the steps that we have designed the algorithm. Once the corresponding algorithm is designed, the next step is to analysis the corresponding algorithm. Okay, that we call it as a design and analysis of algorithm. Once we are once we have devised the corresponding analysis, the next task is to analysis the corresponding algorithm. Analysis in the sense to calculate the number of steps into the existing system. Okay, so we are analyzing the corresponding complexity with respect to the time and the space. Okay, so the next point that deals with the corresponding analysis of algorithms, that we have to analyze the corresponding algorithms. So analyzing the corresponding algorithm in the sense we have to calculate the two parameters that we call it as a time complexity, and the second one is a space complexity. Okay, that is the two basic parameters. So analyzing of any algorithm, it deals with to define the how much of the time it will require to execute the corresponding algorithm, and how much of the time it require, how much of the space it required to execute the corresponding algorithm. So these two parameters are important one to analyzing the corresponding time. Okay, that we are specifying with the time complexity. Okay, and the second parameter that we call it as a space complexity. Space complexity in the sense how much of the space this particular algorithm require to execute, to run to its completion. How many steps are there for this algorithm? 6 number of the steps are there. So we are going to calculate how much time this algorithm required to complete to its completion. How much space this algorithm require to complete its space. So defining the time, defining the space to the respective algorithms, that we call it as a analysis or the complexity analysis of the algorithm. That is our second part, that is design and analysis of algorithm. The second part that deals with the analysis of any of the algorithm. Okay, analysis in the sense we are going to calculate the time as well as the space that require of any of algorithm. Okay, this is a simple step that we are writing. So we are calculating how much of the time it require, how much of the fraction of second it require to execute this algorithm. At the same time, we are going to analyze how much of the space this algorithm require to run to its completion. Okay, so referring this particular time and referring to this particular space, we are going to define a time and space complexity of the respective algorithms. So this is an important parameter. So we are going to define how much of the time. So it may be the fraction of the second. How much of the space. So say for example 20 MB or the space required that we are that capture into this CPU system that we are going to define. Okay. So defining this time, defining this with the space. So these two parameters, it will define the corresponding complexities of